Now, today on Lighter News, the President and the First Lady were at the Kennedy Centre to see Les Mis, and he was not one bit fazed, Donald Trump, with the prospect of actors boycotting the event.
It's been reported that some actors may be boycotting tonight.
I couldn't care less, honestly. All I do is run the country well. The economic numbers, you saw them today, they're setting records. We took $88 billion in tariffs in 2 months. Far beyond what anybody expected. There's no inflation. People are happy. People are wealthy. The country's getting back to strength again. That's what I care about. And we're going to have a safe country.
Josh, this was the President's first visit to the Kennedy Centre since he became its chairman back in February. He said that he's going to restore it to its former glory. And the reports are there was a little bit of booing, but mainly cheers and even chants of USA throughout the arena.
Yeah, well, this is why he's president of the United States, right? Is that he is able to say with a straight face and in quite humorous fashion, I might add, he's able to say, I couldn't care less when it comes to the possibility of a boycott from these presumably overpaid actors to go up there and emote and gesticulate and make all these things about how Donald Trump is an evil fascist or whatever there. I mean, I think back as well to when Donald Trump signed his most recent iteration of the travel ban, putting limited or full restrictions on entry into the United States from 12 countries throughout the world there. And he has this kind of video that he records sitting at the Resolute desk in the Oval Office in the White House, and he looks at the camera and says, "We don't want them." I mean, what a common sense sentiment. We don't want them. We don't want them. I couldn't care less. This is why Donald Trump is president. He has this innate kind of inherent political appeal to Joe Working Man. He is really kind of the class trader billionaire, the guy who has made oodles of money and has made a global brand icon for himself. But the way that he speaks, the way that he acts just directly resonates heart to heart with the working men and women of America there. This clip is getting another example of that, I think.
Yeah, it's amazing that a billionaire is so relatable, and a billionaire who's led the life he's led. Now, the New York Post reports President Trump has been receptive to Elon Musk's apology for that X meltdown. Musk admitted he had gone too far in his personal attacks. No kidding, mate. President Trump told the Post, "I thought it was very nice that he did that." But Josh, the president wasn't willing to say that he'd let bygones be bygones with the Tesla SpaceX CEO. And I don't think that's a surprise. For Musk to do that so publicly, it's going to take a lot for that trust to be restored.
Yeah, I mean, to put it mildly, I mean, Elon overreacted would probably be the most polite way I can put it there. I mean, he took a personal, he took a policy disagreement. He took a very reasonable disagreement over the so-called big, beautiful bill and whether or not this is the best way to be appropriating funds there, whether or not it should be a committee by committee, one big bill. Okay, whatever. That's a legitimate debate that people on the right can definitely have with it themselves. But he took it so personally, and the way that he reacted there, I mean, essentially calling Donald Trump a pedophile by talking about the Epstein files there.
Oh, no.
I mean, not an easy thing to walk back into right there. Having said that, I appreciate the instinct. I appreciate the instinct to try to walk back, to try to make amends. It's frankly very gracious of Donald Trump if he is willing to kind of just let bygones be bygones after such a short period of time. It's best for the right. It is best for the American right. And as someone who wants the American right to succeed, this is where ultimately I come down. It is best for the American right to try to get these two titans to try to let bygones be bygones there, but easier said than done because, again, Elon Musk dramatically overreacted here. But the guy's the wealthiest man in the world. And think of it this way, Rita. If you are Donald Trump, if you are MAGA, if you are the America First movement, if you are the Republican Party, et cetera, and so forth there, you don't want to alienate Elon Musk. You ultimately do want Elon Musk on your side for pure kind of cynical funding reasons, if nothing else there. So that's ultimately where I come down. And it seems like Donald Trump seems to agree with that there. But, boy, he's being very gracious because Elon Musk has some very nasty things, to put it mildly.
I agree with you. I think the right need those two to kiss and make up. But then the fact that Elon has the capacity to have a meltdown like this publicly on X, If this was a meltdown behind closed doors, then it's another thing. But for him to take it and just completely lose it publicly, I think it's going to take a lot for that trust to be restored. But you don't want him to be writing those checks for billions to the Democrats, because he has been a lifelong Democrat up until recently, Josh. He was red-pilled, and I think that's authentic. I don't think that was opportunistic. I think his politics and his worldview has changed dramatically, and other than that little meltdown, he has been pretty sound for the MAGA movement. Josh Haber, thank you so much for your time tonight.
Thank you, Rita.